There's a reason why the most successful people don't waste time telling the world what they're going to do. They let their results speak for them. They don't need applause. They don't need validation. They don't need permission, because when you work hard in silence, something powerful happens. You create unstoppable momentum. You build discipline. You forge an unshakable mindset that doesn't rely on approval. See, most people love to talk. They love to announce their goals. They love to show off before they've even built something worth showing. But you're different. You're not here to impress. You're here to execute. While others are busy talking, you're busy grinding. While others seek recognition, you're stacking victories. Every extra hour you put in, every rep, every late night, every early morning, it's all adding up. And one day, when they least expect it, you're going to unleash the results. You're going to step forward, not with words, but with proof. And the world won't ask how you did it. They'll just see that you did. So let them doubt you. Let them sleep while you work. Let them think you're quiet, small, invisible. Because when the moment comes, when you emerge, your success will be undeniable. Work hard in silence. Let your success be the only sound they hear. Success doesn't require an audience. Too many people waste their energy looking for approval, waiting for someone to clap for them, waiting for someone to validate their journey. But the truth is, the world doesn't owe you applause, and you don't need it. Because real success isn't built in the spotlight. It's built in the dark. It's built when no one is watching. It's built in the quiet moments, when you push through doubt, when you fight through fatigue, when you keep going even when no one is cheering your name. That's where champions are made. See, most people crave recognition. They want to be noticed. They want to be praised. They want the world to see their efforts before they've even earned the right to be seen. But those who truly win, the ones who rise above, they understand something powerful. Validation is a trap. The more you seek it, the more dependent you become on it. And when the applause stops, so does your motivation. That's why the greats don't chase attention, they chase progress. They don't wake up thinking about who's watching. They wake up thinking about how to be better than they were yesterday. They don't need a stage. They don't need likes. They don't need approval. They just put in the work. And when you do that, when you lock in, when you commit to the grind without needing anyone to acknowledge it, something incredible happens. You become unstoppable, because now your drive comes from within. Now you're not moved by praise, and you're not broken by silence. Now you're fueled by something deeper, something no one can take away. So let them overlook you, let them ignore you, let them doubt you. It doesn't matter, because every moment you spend working while they watch, every sacrifice you make while they talk, every ounce of effort you give when no one's around, that's what separates you. That's what makes you dangerous. That's what builds something no amount of applause can create, real, undeniable success. Not because the world recognized you, but because you made it happen whether they noticed or not. Momentum is built in private. The hardest work happens when no one is watching. The world sees the victory, but they never see the struggle. They see the success, but they don't witness the sacrifice. They cheer for the finished product, but they ignore the years of effort it took to get there. And that's why most people never make it, because they want results without the unseen work. They want the rewards, but they're not willing to grind in the dark. But you know better. You understand that greatness isn't born in the spotlight. It's forged in the silence. It's the late nights when you push past exhaustion. It's the early mornings when discipline wins over comfort. It's the countless hours spent perfecting your craft when no one is around to applaud. That's where the magic happens. That's where champions are built. Because when you're willing to show up, when you're willing to put in the work without recognition, without approval, without validation, something shifts. You start building something no one can see yet, something real, something powerful. And before anyone even realizes it, you've created momentum, the kind that can't be stopped, the kind that makes you dangerous. Because now you don't need motivation. Now you don't need someone to push you. Now your progress fuels itself. Every rep, every hour, every drop of sweat, it's all adding up. And by the time the world catches on, by the time they finally see what you've been building, it'll be too late, because you won't just be ahead, you'll be untouchable. So embrace the silence, embrace the grind, because the work you do in private, that's what creates the strength they'll never understand. Discipline over distractions. That's the difference between those who succeed and those who stay stuck. Most people don't fail because they lack talent. They don't fail because they lack opportunity. They fail because they can't focus. They trade discipline for distractions. They want success, but they also want comfort. They want progress, but they also want entertainment. They want to win, but they waste hours scrolling, watching, and chasing things that don't move them forward. And then they wonder why they're falling behind. But the truth is simple. Every moment you give to distraction is a moment stolen from your future. While you're watching them, someone else is working. While you're chasing attention, someone else is mastering their craft. While you're looking for shortcuts, someone else is taking the long road, brick by brick, step by step. And that's why they will win, because discipline is rare. Most people won't wake up early when no one is forcing them. Most people won't turn off their phones and lock in when no one is watching. Most people won't sacrifice now to build something greater later. But the few who do, they own the future. They get ahead while the rest are distracted. They stay locked in while everyone else is chasing likes, chasing approval, chasing the next moment of validation. They don't need noise. They don't need attention. They don't need to prove anything. Because they know the real proof is in the work. And when the time comes, when the results start showing, when success finally arrives, it won't be an accident. It will be a product of discipline. The discipline to say no when it's easier to say yes. The discipline to work while others play. The discipline to stay focused while the world is full of distractions. Because in the end, attention fades, but discipline, that lasts forever. The grind is lonely, but it's necessary. The path to greatness isn't crowded. Most people don't have the patience for it. Most people don't have the discipline to walk alone. They need noise. They need company. They need someone to hold their hand and tell them they're doing fine. But that's not how success works. Real work happens in solitude. The long nights, the early mornings, the moments when doubt creeps in and there's no one there to reassure you. No cheering, no recognition, no applause, just you, your effort, and the choice to keep going. That's the price of greatness, and most won't pay it. They'll choose comfort, they'll choose distractions, they'll choose the easy road, the one filled with company, laughter, and entertainment. But those who dare to separate themselves, those who embrace the silence, who commit to the work when no one's looking, they're the ones who rise. Because while the world is busy talking, they're executing. While others seek attention, they're sharpening their skills. While the crowd is waiting for motivation, they're moving forward, step by step, day by day. And one day, when the results finally show, when the world finally sees what they've built, people will call them an overnight success. But you'll know better. You'll know that every breakthrough was earned in the quiet. Every victory was forged in the struggle. Every moment of greatness was built in the grind that nobody saw. So don't be afraid to walk alone. Don't be afraid to separate yourself, because when the work is done, when the results are undeniable, and when the world finally wakes up to what you've built, they won't ask where you were. They'll wonder how they missed you. Consistency wins every time. Success isn't about one big moment. It's not about one lucky break, one perfect opportunity, one flash of brilliance. It's built through daily, relentless effort. The small choices you make every day, the extra rep when your body wants to quit, the extra hour when your mind is screaming for rest, the discipline to show up even when you don't feel like it. That's what separates those who dream from those who achieve. Most people wait for motivation. They wait for the perfect moment. They wait for inspiration to strike. But the ones who win, they don't wait. They don't rely on feelings. They rely on habits. They rely on discipline. They rely on consistency, because success isn't built in a day. It's built daily, day in, day out, over and over again, when no one is watching, when no one is clapping, when the progress is so small it feels invisible, but it's happening brick by brick, step by step, each effort stacking on top of the last until one day it's undeniable. The results are there. The work speaks for itself. And the world will call you talented. They'll call you lucky. They'll say you have something special, but you'll know the truth. You'll know it wasn't talent. It wasn't luck. It wasn't magic. It was consistency. It was doing the work long after the excitement was gone. It was showing up no matter what. And that's why you won. Doubt fuels the fire. At some point, people will question you. They'll tell you it's impossible. They'll say you're wasting your time. They'll laugh at your dreams because they don't believe it can be done. And maybe for a moment, you'll start to wonder if they're right. You'll hear that voice in your head whispering, "What if I fail?" But here's the truth. Doubt isn't your enemy. It's your fuel. Let the skepticism push you forward. Let the criticism sharpen your focus. Let their disbelief become the fire that keeps you going. Because every great success story starts with someone who was doubted, someone who was told they weren't good enough, someone who was underestimated, ignored, overlooked. But instead of letting that stop them, they used it. They turned doubt into determination. They turned rejection into motivation. They turned every you can't into watch me. And that's what you have to do. When they question your ability, work harder. When they say you don't have what it takes, prove them wrong. When they try to break you with words, let those words build your resilience, because the only way they win is if you believe them. But if you keep going, if you stay locked in, stay hungry, stay relentless, one day those same voices will fall silent. The same people who doubted you will act like they always believed in you. The same ones who said you couldn't will ask you how you did it. So don't be afraid of doubt. Don't run from it. Embrace it. Let it push you. Let it remind you why you started. Let it become the fire that never burns out. Delayed gratification leads to greatness. Most people want results now. They want success overnight. They want the reward without the sacrifice. And when they don't see instant results, they quit. They chase something easier, something faster, something that gives them a quick hit of satisfaction. But that's why they never win, because real success isn't built on shortcuts. It's built on patience. It's built on discipline. It's built by those who are willing to put in the work today without expecting a reward tomorrow. It's built by those who can ignore the short-term need for approval and stay locked in on long-term success. The ones who delay gratification are the ones who rise to the top. While others are looking for quick wins, they are playing the long game. While others are chasing likes, validation, and applause, they are building something real, something that lasts, something that won't disappear when the trend fades or the hype dies down. Because success isn't about what feels good now, it's about what moves you forward. It's about resisting the easy path and choosing the hard one. It's about showing up every day, grinding, sacrificing, putting in the hours, even when there's no immediate payoff. Most people won't do it. They won't wait. They won't endure the struggle. They'll give up before they see the results. But those who can push through, those who can trust the process, those who can stay committed even when it's hard, they are the ones who will look back years from now and realize every sacrifice was worth it. Because while everyone else was looking for quick wins, they were building something unstoppable. And by the time the world finally notices, it will be too late to catch up. Proof over promises. Talk is cheap. Anyone can say they're going to do something. Anyone can make big claims, big goals, big dreams. But words mean nothing without action. You don't need to announce your plans. You don't need to convince anyone of what you're going to do, because when you deliver results, there will be no need to explain. Your success will speak for itself. Most people waste time trying to prove themselves with words. They want recognition before they've earned it. They want validation before they've put in the work. But the ones who truly win, they don't talk, they execute. They don't argue, they let their results do the talking. They don't beg for respect, they command it through their actions. Because at the end of the day, people remember what you do, not what you say. They remember who showed up, who put in the hours, who built something undeniable. And when you reach that level, when your success becomes impossible to ignore, the doubters will fall silent. The critics will disappear. The same people who question you will pretend they always believed in you. So don't waste energy trying to prove yourself too soon. Don't get caught up in seeking approval. Don't explain, don't defend, just work, just build, just show up every single day. Because when the results come, when your success is undeniable, when everything you said you would do becomes reality, you won't need to say a word. Silence isn't weakness, it's strategy. The loudest person in the room is rarely the most successful. They talk, they boast, they try to convince the world they're winning, but real winners don't need to convince anyone. They move in silence. They don't waste energy announcing their every step. They don't need approval. They don't need validation, because they know that success isn't built through noise, it's built through action. While others are talking, they're working. While others are seeking attention, they're building something worth noticing. While others chase applause, they chase progress. And when the time comes, when the results speak for themselves, the world will wake up to their achievements. Not because they demanded recognition, not because they shouted for attention, but because they put in the work and let success do the talking. There is power in moving in silence, power in keeping your head down and executing, power in letting people underestimate you, letting them overlook you, letting them believe you aren't a threat. until it's too late. Because when you strike, it won't be with words. It will be with undeniable proof, with results so big, so real, that no one can ignore them. So let them talk. Let them waste time proving themselves. You don't need to join the noise. You don't need to explain. You don't need to shout. Stay focused, stay disciplined, stay silent. And when the world finally takes notice, it won't be because you told them. It will be because they had no choice but to see. So keep moving, keep building, keep working while the rest are talking. Because in the end, the loudest voices will fade, the distractions will disappear, and all that will be left is the truth, the proof of what you did when no one was watching, the undeniable results of your discipline, your patience, your silence. And when that moment comes, when the world finally wakes up to what you've created, you won't need to say a word, because success speaks louder than anything you could ever say.